I want to start looking at the center back of the hem. So you can use a tailoring board. If you have a ham, you can place that inside. I just want to see how everything kind of hangs. So from the sides, I just want to make sure that everything is lying flat. If you need to place a pin at the center back to start, feel free to do that. But we want to cover up this area. So if I have some paper as a buffer, just so we can see what I'm doing, I want this edge to come right up to the fold that I have on my center back. I want all of my puckers out of here. Can you see this little fold that's happening right now? I want to clip into my seam allowance enough so that it lies flat. I don't want to clip through my my stitch, but I just want to clip these seams. So if I open this up, my layers are together. I'm just going to clip 1/2 inch above that, just going right to that stitching line. You could stop like 1/8 inch away, 1/4 inch away. Just don't cut through it. So you go back here. And you lift up here. Yeah, that's starting to look a little nicer. So,
is it important to do the underside first? If that's the right side?
It's easier.
Okay.
Yeah. This will kind of set the pace for everything. So I want to see maybe like 1/8 inch of the skirt fabric peeking out from underneath the lining. I don't want this to go right to the edge, just so it doesn't show on the front. I want my lining to be hidden. So just gonna pin this in place. Got one here. And one here. I want to check to make sure that I have no puckers, that my layers are working together, that they're lying flat. And then I can start to focus on, this is the overlap extension, but we can't see it. So it looks underneath my second layer. All of this here, I want to get rid of this. This is unnecessary. It's not going to do anything for the skirt. So if I fold this back, actually, yeah. I want my lining to come right up to this edge, right on this side. So I need to clip this away. I can feel with my fingers where I need to place my fold. So there's a ridge here as the layers are together. So I'm feeling for this edge underneath my lining. I'm going to be working blind for a bit, but the tactile feel of everything, you'll be able to tell where everything needs to go. I want to place a pin down here as well. So I'm going to be clipping into this at a diagonal, but I want to come to this point here where the center back vent opens, where my flaps meet. This is where I want to clip to. So if you need to take your time with this, please don't rush this step, because if you clip further past that, you will have to do this again, and you don't want to have to redo everything that you just did. So take a pin and place it where it needs to go. So here, just marking with my middle finger here, and then just make a note of that. If you need to mark it with a pencil, more than welcome to do that. If you have chalk, you can do that as well. I'm actually
Would you like a friction pen?
let me see. The only reason I'm against the friction pin is I don't know if it'll come out.
Blue?
Oh, that'll be fun. Sweet. Thank you. Cool. Just gonna mark this down here. Hold on. There we go. Cool. I don't know if that's showing up on camera, but I have a line here. Can anyone see that? No.
Not really.
Okay. I have a stitching line that is like right along this this opening. Cool. And then from here, I'm gonna clip to this point, like right to that point. Cool. And then up here, this goes away. So I'm just gonna clip that away. And then I wanna leave a seam allowance on this side here, so I'm gonna go like an inch away from it. Oops. Looks more than an inch, I'm sorry. Okay, cool. So with all that excess fabric out of the way, I can take this pin out, and then I can start to fold this down. So this this little diagonal cut, I want to rest that right on the opening. So where that is, I want that to be flat, and then I want to realign my center back. Depending on how much of an overlap extension you have, I just want to zero this out. I have 3/4 of an inch, I think. Yeah, 3/4, 3/4, 3/4. Perfect. So that's what I want to fold my selvage to, my seam allowance to, I'm sorry. So if I pin this in place, my layers like align, and I just see a tiny gap of like 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch. And then up here in this area, I want to just tuck this away. So you can pin this in place if you need to, but we're gonna have a little diagonal from our center back towards our overlap extension. Our underlap extension will have seam allowance like tucked all the way underneath. Does that make sense? Okay. And then from here, you can pin it, you can baste it, just making sure all these layers don't move. We can start to focus on the zipper. So I'm gonna leave these pins in here for now, and I'm just gonna shift over to my zipper. I wanna close this. Sweet. And then depending on where everything needs to go, I want a margin, is what I'm trying to say. So I want a bit of spacing from my zipper teeth to my folded edge. So I want 1/4 of an inch away from the zipper teeth. So you can base this down, you can pin it in place, but we need to just cover up the zipper teeth. So just making sure that everything looks good on the inside as it does on the outside. I have this guideline of my pick stitching, so I just want to cover up all of that. So as I'm sewing, I want to leave enough space for the zipper pull to go down, so that's why we're 1/4 of an inch away. And I'm going to use pick stitches, prick stitches. I don't want to use slip stitches here. The reason for that is slip stitches go right to that folded edge, and because there's movement here, if we were to put slip stitches in there, there's a chance that this fabric could be caught into the zipper, and I want to control that. So if I put a pick stitch in here that is 1/8 to 1/4 inch away from this folded edge, that margin's like it gets a little extended, and then I won't have to worry about this excess fabric getting caught at all. So be doing a pick stitch right here, which is essentially a tiny back stitch. So that will take care of everything on the zipper. When you get to your opening right here, there's going to be a tiny, it's going to hang away from the zipper tape. So there's going to be just a tiny amount that is floating inside the skirt away from the zipper. So my tab, my bar tack is down here. I want to stop there with my prick stitches, and then I want this folded edge to just be hanging free. So when you get to this point, do a couple stitches in place where this tab is. If you have a zipper tab that's that you didn't have to change or adjust, stop there. But we want just a tiny bit of an opening past that. Makes sense? Okay, cool. And then you'll prick stitch up the other side as well. So that will take care of that. So once the vent is taken care of and the zipper is taken care of, we can focus on the hem. Sweet. Okay. I want to fold this back a little bit. So we're going to be creating what's called a jump pleat. Cool. So this, the lining should sit 1 inch of it, 1 inch away from the bottom of the hem of the skirt. So I'll move this here. And as we sew, we're going to be creating a little bit of space here, a little bit of just loose lining that's folded. And how we do that is we want to align everything, make sure that we have a nice fold that is 1 inch up from our hem. You can place a pin down here. I'm going to place it through all my layers. I can see through my lighting, so I'm using that as my guideline. But right here is the top of my seam allowance for my hem. I want to bring that down just a little bit. And then from here, I want to reposition my pin. I want to go through just a single layer. So I'm going through my skirt and then just 1 layer of lining. And then this all gets released. You can do a slip stitch or a blind hem stitch. The choice is yours at this point, but I want to make sure that this raw edge here of my skirt fabric is matching with this raw edge of my lining. So I'm folding this under and then leaving that flat. There will be a bit of a taper as you get towards your center back. So if I fold this down, slip stitch to this point here, and then up here, you'll start to have a bit of excess fabric. And that will carry all along the hem. Just going around the full circumference of the bottom of the skirt. Having that little jump pleat. Does that make sense to everybody? Any clarification?
Yeah, between the vent